GFM. Now, coming up on the 1st of March, the Federation of Small Business Awards in the Southwest, and we have a nomination for a business in Street. Joining me to chat about it, Daniel Vincent from Said Business. Hello, Daniel. Welcome to GFM.
Hello. Nice to join you.
It's lovely. Now, it says here, CEO of Enhanced Primary Care in Street. You must be delighted to be nominated.
Yeah, it's really fantastic for the team to have this recognition. We've actually been nominated for 3 awards and a finalist in them, so it's really lovely to see.
What 3 awards are they? Because that's the thing with these awards. There are different types, aren't they? Different schedules. What categories have you been awarded?
Yeah, so we're in 3 categories. So Business and Product Innovation of the Year. And then, because we're a relatively new business, Startup Business of the Year. And also, we're still in the micro business category. So those are the 3 where we're finalists this year.
Micro business. Being an accountant, I remember when the micro businesses were brought in. They're very much easier to get the accounts put done on those. Yeah. But micro business, it must be lovely. What background do you have, Daniel, to... Well, first, what does Enhanced Primary Care do?
So what we do is we work with GP practices across England to find their hidden income. So a lot of people don't know that GP practices are actually small businesses themselves, and they have contracts with the NHS, and they have to claim some of the income for the work they do. But obviously, they're very busy, and sometimes they forget. So we can go back over the last 6 years and find all of the income they've done the work for, and then they can put that into their services.
So how did you come about doing this work? Is it something that you've done in a job previously?
Yeah, well, actually, I was a practice manager of several GP practices over 12 years. And this was the thing that bugged me most. So when I decided that actually I wanted to do something different, it was the thing that I thought, actually, if this is bugging me, it must be bugging the other 8,000 practice managers out there. And so created what I thought was going to be a fairly small business. And actually, within those first 2 years, we've now got over 300 practices that we're working with.
Crikey, 300 practices. Are they all based in the Southwest or all over the country?
No, it's part of the joy of what we do, actually. We're an entirely remote company, so we have team members spread across the country, and likewise, we can help any practice in England, and we're also starting to look at working in Wales as well.
Why do you think the company has been nominated? You must have put yourself forward, did you?
Yeah, I subscribed to the newsletter, and we had the newsletter come through, and it said, there's an opportunity for us to celebrate what small businesses are doing in the Southwest. And I knew that this was something that both the team and our customers would really appreciate if we were lucky enough to be in the finals. And so I thought, I'm going to invest a bit of time filling out the information that they requested, and clearly what we're doing has impressed the judges.
Well, it sounds lovely. And with 300 practices, have you got enough people or have you got staff that can help you scale up the business?
Yeah, this is definitely the challenge. So of those 300 practices, we've actually been able to serve 165. But we are working with some technology now to try and make that a little bit easier on everybody, because we would love to be able to deliver this to every practice in England, which is around about 8,000. So definitely need a bit of scale.
I know, and actually the model that GP practices have, the fact that it is a practice. It's very much like a lawyer's or an accountant's, isn't it? It's sort of almost like almost like a partnership going in, and rather than being a business. Do you feel that that's a good model for a GP to have in your 12 years experience, or would you rather have seen something
definitely
else?
Something that's being debated at the moment. I think the thing I come back to is that, our GPs are the people who know us the best, and that means if they own the business, they can orientate it towards their patient population. It means that they take a huge amount of risk, though. So, as a partner in a GP practice, if things go wrong, you can lose your home. So
Yes.
that does give them an incentive to make sure things go well, but they have seen a phenomenal increase in demand. I think this year they saw 12% more people than they did last year. And, we see in the media sometimes that people aren't able to get an appointment face to face, but actually they're delivering 70% of those appointments face to face. And so they need every penny. So it's lovely to deliver some good news to them.
Well,
If we don't find anything, they're doing well.
I understand, but you're right. The media, but also not just the media. People who are trying to see doctors. Often it's very difficult to get an appointment, particularly with the pandemic over the last few years. There was obviously during the lockdown, people were reticent about going to see their GPs, but the actual going to see them now, you often have to go through a computerized system before you can even, that's the gatekeeper before you can even get to see a GP.
Yeah, I mean, definitely practices have to put systems in place to deal with a higher volume. So like you were saying about us scaling, they've had to scale in a similar way on fixed budgets. 27 million people had an appointment with a GP in December across the UK. So they're definitely seeing the people. But yeah, I think we would all love to be in a position where they had more money and there were more GPs out there in order to offer more appointments.
This is the problem, isn't it? It's the availability. So your company is trying to even out this load?
Yeah, we're definitely doing our bit. So we talk about kind of doing our bit for the sustainability of primary care. So, some practices will find perhaps £1,000, others will find £45,000. And we spoke to a partner in a practice the other day and they said, do you know what, actually that means we can employ another nurse for the rest of the year to help look after our diabetic and COPD patients. So it does make a huge difference to those practices and of course then their patients as well. So it's lovely to be able to do that.
And of course if another nurse should in turn add to another income stream, I would hope.
Well, potentially, yeah. So some of the work the practice gets paid for, once a year, they get a fee for looking after that patient. And then potentially, yeah, if they can put on some clinics where it's paid per job, then, yeah, they could generate a little more income.
So you've got your ticket already for the 1st of March, no doubt. Have you got a tux and all that sort of thing?
Yeah, so actually we were nominated and won Medical Supplier of the Year for the GP Practice Awards back in December. So I had calls to purchase the tux then. And yeah, really looking forward to mixing with some local businesses who are doing very different things to us, but all sat in that kind of small business.
Well, as an accountant, I'd like to see this. You need to enter some more awards just so you can get real payback on this purchase of
this
the tux.
Is it. The more it gets worn,
exactly.
the less
per go. Yeah, it's nice, and no, that would be absolutely lovely. So 1st of March, best of luck with that. I mean, have you looked at the competition? Do you think you fare well against the?
Well, it's you just never know. I think that's the joy of these things, that you can go to an event to celebrate being a finalist, and if you win, it's a really lovely bonus. If you don't, then you can help celebrate with those other people who all deserve to be there as well.
Well, I can think of a lot worse places to be than the Winter Gardens in Western-super-Mare. It's a lovely venue. And Daniel, absolutely lovely to speak to you this evening. Best of luck. And
Thank you very much.
And maybe speak to you after the awards with your winners trophy.
That would be really lovely.
Take care for now. Have a lovely weekend.
Thank you.